Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. As far as I know, Twitch is having trouble right now. I can't see chat or set the stream title, so this is what we're working on today. You can join the Discord to chat along. I can't see Twitch chat right now, but we're here anyway. And I guess we can show the Twitch status page real quick. Can't log in. Maybe you can't even watch this. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. It says I'm broadcasting, but it says there's a major outage for broadcasting. So, at the very least, hello, YouTube. Okay. That aside, we're back on FQAuth today. FQAuth is my microservice that I'm making. It's open source. It's on my GitHub. It's a sign in with Apple microservice that will just lost my train of thought. It'll vend JWTs that you can use in your iOS app, Android app, your website. That's the goal. There's kind of a lot that goes into signing with Apple, not that more than just like authenticating a person. There's also the server-to-server notifications. Like when someone disables their email address or different things like that. And I keep trying to write this on different apps, and I need to write it once so that I can use it on all my different apps. That's the motivation for this. That is separable, and I think this will benefit other people too that need something like this and who like server-side Swift. This is built in Vapor. Yeah. So where I left off on my own is I had a sign-in test that was failing. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. And I guess it needs to build. I loaded all the packages. Okay. Build succeeded. Okay. And the test failed. Perfect. Okay. So this is where we are at. And let's see what's going on here. So let's talk through what we have so far. We create a application set up for testing. This is just the Vapor application. We configure it with our configure method, which calls all of our other configuration methods. Then we reset the database. I wonder if I should make this an extension on app the way I did for configure. That'll be more what's the word? Self-explanatory than this. And then, so that aside, we create a user. So the signup repo is, you send it some params and it creates a new user. So these are the params for it. So we call signup repo with those params and we get the existing user ID. We use that to find model. I mean, I guess this could return the user. I didn't want to unnecessarily return things from the database where I didn't quite need them. And so far, this is the first case of needing it on signup. So, and it's just a test. So for now, we are grabbing the user model back out of the database. And we have those all defined up here for the scope of the test. Then we get to the test. So this is the request body that is coming from the iOS app. After someone's clicked sign in with Apple, if you remember from our controller for authorize, first we check if we have this, after we verify the token, after we decide that we don't have a user in the database. If we don't have the user in the database, we call sign up. If we do, we call sign in. And that's where we're in here. Yeah, these event loop stuff can be a little hard to read. But I don't think the async stuff is exactly ready yet in Vapor for prime time, as far as I know. I hope I'm wrong about that. But I think we'll be at least getting us to version 1 of FQAuth using the event loop syntax, the event loop future syntax. Yeah, so we post to authorize, and because we created that user already, we should be going through to the sign in side of that. And I guess we can set some breakpoints there to make sure that's what's happening. Yes, we're getting unauthorized. Okay. Oh, one thing I'm noticing is that this doesn't have the mocks that I thought I had set up. Maybe I didn't commit that on another branch or something. Either way, they're not here. So let's copy them from the sign up repo tests. Here are our fakes that we're using to give a DWT, just to fake the Apple one, because we just want to say that pretend that this is what came back from Apple, and pretend that it's true. We're testing the correctness of our code around it, not the correctness of the JWT, so that's why we're using a fake there. And same thing with the signing with Apple client. We're pretending that this is what Apple returned back, but of course it's not. Let's copy that over. And this short is getting wordy. So plenty of areas for cleanup. Let's see if this gets us a little bit further. I'm guessing that we'll want to use different fixtures. Yes, we do want to pretend to use the successful sign-in with Apple sign-in body. That's correct. And this is, yeah, just very fake token response. Okay. We got a bad request instead. Okay, so let's put some breakpoints in. And see where we are at. Looks like we're not even getting here. Let's just scatter them throughout, I suppose. See where the problem is. Okay, so we got past the verify. Now it's going to access the fake sign in with Apple client to get a refresh token from Apple. So that part worked, okay. Now we're going to see if we have that user in the database already. And first, let's see what this is. Oh, so this is the ID from our fixture, and I guess we need to make sure to use this ID on the existing user. Because right now we're using this this one. Yeah, so let's paste this in, stop the test, and start it again. Oh, thanks Travoke for the message in chat about the music. Let's drop it down maybe to there. Add a little heart emoji. Yeah, Twitch is still down, so not see chat. Yeah, okay, so we're on this side again. So let's see if we get this this maybe user now. Let's step through it. Okay, so we got the user this time. We got the right user ID. Thank you so much for the audio feedback. I must have changed something inadvertently over the break. Glad that the music levels are better now. Okay, so here at the sign in side. Perfect. Let's step into this function. And let's hit play to get through to here. Okay, we're here. And let's see which side of the branch we go. Okay, so we got past there. Should I just let it ride and see how far we get? Yeah, maybe. Error code 105. Okay. User info key should ignore is true. Okay, I have not seen this error before, so that's exciting. So I guess we were in here somewhere, right? Put some more breakpoints in. Make sure all the breakpoints are out from the rest of the file. Let's see, clean up some of these older breakpoints. Okay, so let's hit it again. Okay, so we got to here. We step through. We set up we encrypted the refresh token. We sealed it, set it on our model. Now we're going to try to update the model in the database. And let's see, is request.db here? It is. I do prefer to use this notation though, just to sort of explicitly say which database it is. Okay, Travoke in chat is saying that Twitch might be back. Let's take a look. Oh, I am able to Log in. Yes, Twitch chat is working again. Okay, so now I can set a stream title and say working on open source sign in with Apple server. Okay, we can remove this message, but still feel free to join the old Discord. Okay, so I kind of lost my spot there, so after I edited the syntax, so just starting the test again, we should get right back to the same spot. Okay, we do, and if we call update, okay, that's coming through. Up through that. Okay, so we're back to the auth helper. So the auth helper is what creates the actual JWT. So I guess the error we're getting must be somewhere in here, which is a little surprising because this was working for sign up. So I wonder what's different here. Okay, so we're getting through to here. I wonder if this is what's missing. I wonder if my environment variable, which contains the auth private key, is missing. Let's see. How can I test that theory? Well, I guess if I hit play here, it should. Oh, we didn't crash. Okay, so that's not where the error was. We have the refresh token. We have the access token. We're about to send these back down to the iPhone. Okay, so we didn't get a crash. We didn't get. We stepped through every step successfully, and we're still getting this unwrapping optional error code. Oh my god. Yeah, because we are still finding it by this Apple ID. Okay. We should make that into a, I guess a constant here. Because I'm using it in a few spots and it is a little bit of a mouthful. And is there another spot where I need this? I think there's one more spot where I need to update this, but I don't see it right now. Okay, let's try running it again, maybe? just hitting our breakpoints. Let's just keep walking through. That's failed. Okay, so what is the error this time? One is not equal to 2. Okay, so this makes sense because, yeah, when I first wrote this test, I thought there would be 2 refresh tokens there, but there isn't one before. We're just doing the sign up. We're not doing a sign up and a login in the context of this test. We're creating a user and not logging them in, and then we do a login. So yes, there is just one here. Okay, so we have a passing test. Let's commit and then see what other assertions we should make for this test. See what changes did we make here. Here we're just explicitly saying the ID of the database that we're using. And here we're fixing the Apple ID that we're using. And we're adding in the fakes, I guess. Fix sign in test by using fakes and by using correct Apple ID. Okay, so what else should we assert in here? We're already saying that the existing first name and last name is what was sent through at the beginning at signup. I guess we can make some assertions on the refresh token. So we can get the first one. And what should we assert on this? What does this have? As it created out, we could say this was nowish, using the assert we wrote last time. Seems to be missing. Am I not up to date? Looks like I am. There's no no unmerged commits. Oh, it's just this should have been XCT to match everybody else. Okay. Let's go ahead and rename that. Let's say that was created nowish. What else is on the... Oh, and I guess I can talk through that assertion real quick. Yeah, because a lot of the stuff that a lot of the asserts that I've written for these tests here, kind of want to assert that it's assert the date on it, and that's not really a thing you can do. You can't say are this date exactly the same. So we convert the two dates to doubles, I guess, to time intervals, which is an alias for double, as you know. say that they're within 3, I don't remember if this is 3 seconds or 3 milliseconds or something like that. And of course we pass in the file and line so that if there is an error, we get the error at the line. This line 80 would be line 85, instead of it being the error being in this file. So it's a neat little trick for writing your own asserts, is to paste this in. And if you forget how to do this, because I never do, I do not have this memorized, you can just click into assert equal, and then you can copy paste that out from the standard library. Remember how to do that. Okay, so what else we want to assert on the refresh token? I guess we can say that the user is the user we expect. And is assert equal going to work on here? I'm not sure. Let's try it out. Oh, user model is not equatable. Okay, so it wouldn't work anyway. We want to make users equatable? Or do we want to assert certain things about the users? It's really the ID that we care about here. I'm not sure what it would mean for 2 user models to be equatable. Parent relation not eager loaded, use dollar prefix. Oh, right. So do I put the dollar here or do I put the dollar here? Let's try, well, that goes an error, so let's try this one. And that's a fluent thing. Fluent is the, what's the word for it? ORM, object relational mapper, that comes with Vapor. And obviously we don't have a user on refresh token, it's just a the parent relationship off the user ID field on the refresh token model. So we use the $sign to, as you saw the error, you go ahead and load that. And you can see they come through. I guess we can assert that the device name comes through. I'm thinking that, like, you know, if you go to your own signing with Apple page, like appleid.apple.com, I believe it is, it'll show you all the devices that you're logged into. I guess that's the intention of what I want to do here with these refresh tokens. I want that to be kind of part of the framework of using this in your own apps, is you get that for free. And for now, we're using the device name, which, as you know, or maybe didn't know because this was news to me, this is now private API. You can't actually get with a user name their phone. As always, because of tracking, ad tracking, people were fingerprinting devices, and that was one of the ways they were doing with it. So Apple is protecting our privacy here. So I was thinking of maybe adding a, it'd be like a text field that a user can fill in, just to sort of name the device that they're signing into. But later, when they go to see where they're logged in, they'll recognize where they're logged in. What else is on here? The ID, we don't care what it is. It's just going to be a UUID, which is, because it's a UUID, randomly generated each time. We did create it at, I guess we could do expires at, and that should be sometime in the future. Well, let's see. This is what I was doing with that this nowish assertion. And I guess I need one to actually compare to dates that are not now. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mr. Fix-It. Yes, as expected, they are not equal. What is our refresh token time difference? Refresh token lifetime. Now, is this a time interval? It is, okay. Oh, that was easy. If I make this accuracy of 2, is that? No, still fits at 2. I used 3 for the other one. Especially when running on like CI and you get like a slower machine. Definitely want to have like a little bit more leniency there. And if I say 0 though, this should fail, right? Oh yeah, because okay, so it's so 3 might be like way too much. What is the? I never remember off the top of my head the number of seconds. Okay, so it's partial seconds. Yeah, so I guess within 1 second. If it takes longer than a second, even on like a really slow CI machine, that would be pretty surprising. Okay, let's go ahead and create a little bit of a helper for this, like we did with this assert date nowish. Assert dates approximate. Mostly equal. Guess we could say assert nearly equal, and then the type will be a date type. So maybe we don't need to say date in the name of it. Then we can also change the name of this one as well, actually. Assert nearly equal date, and we'll have the other date. Yeah, and we said this should actually be 1. Not find assert equal in scope. Oh, I guess we need to import XE test. And then this becomes a little bit different. We can say assert nearly equal was passed in to basically a new date. Oh, but we still want to pass in these two. Yeah, now-ish doesn't sound as nice as nearly now. I do like this a little bit better. Go ahead and update the name of the file, and then if we compile, we should get the other places where it's missing. Clean up some empty lines at the end. Oh, just a few more names to update. And is that it? We can say Command U to run all of the tests. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Dungeoneer number 3. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Hope your new year is off to a wonderful start. That's completed. Nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and commit that. What exactly did we do? We did further asserts on the refresh token. And then we renamed our date assertions. And it looks like I didn't actually use it here. I created that new one, but didn't use it here. So let's go ahead and make that change real quick. Assert nearly equal. The expires at. Oh, and then this side becomes a little bit nicer. Instead of making a new date and then adding a time interval to it later, we can say time interval since now and pass that in. And then we, of course, need a second close parentheses, auto indent, and then Command U to run them all. Oh, thank you so much for following. Patios Zamandans. Welcome to the channel. Hope your year is off to a wonderful start. There we go. Now we're ready to commit that. Go ahead and push that up. Okay. Let's see. So let's put the date assertions next to each other. The ID, do that first, and the device name, that's what came through at the beginning. Let's see, is there some cleanup we can do, because this is kind of a lot to scroll through. I feel like using these fakes, I feel like we could make something to make a fake a little bit easier to create. This is kind of a mouthful. Same thing here for our fake. This is the fake that talks to Apple's sign in with Apple service directly. That we're faking it out for the purposes of this test. So we make we post. I guess the body needs to be a byte buffer. It'd be nice if we could just pass the string in and it happened automatically. That is support code from Vapor. I don't want to mess with that too much at this point in time. So I'm okay with that. Okay, I guess this is fine. Like, we get the models out after we make the request and assert that they look like how we expect. Yeah, these fakes, because we also set up these fakes in a very similar way in, would you believe it, the sign-up request tests. And they do take up a lot of space visually here as well. So let's see. So what is the interesting thing here? We're making a fake with, I guess the thing that's different would be this, which fixture we're using. Although I guess not necessarily, because I guess this is a response that we got from Apple that I saved, and then I decode it, and then it has a JWT inside that response, so I have to get the ID token out of it. Well, I guess if it's, we can make multiple helper methods, right? That's fine. See, let's close other tabs. Let's click into this fake, and yeah, we don't want to overwrite the auto-generated initializer, so I'm going to make an extension just to write add a new one. So it's still going to need the event loop to work on. And the fixture to use, which I guess comes in as a string. We can say Apple token response as a string. And then, so to start off, we can just assign the event loop to our property, and then we can copy paste all this out. And I suppose we can make this throwing, so we don't have to, especially in like code that's going to be reused. I don't like to, what's that called? Force and wrap a try. A lot of people see it as bad practice to do it ever, but when it's something that like I know this fixture here, I know this decodes. I don't want to have to write throwing here. That's kind of a waste of time. But this part doesn't know what string is coming in, so yeah, we're just going to do a regular try. Okay, so let's build to make sure that compiles. We don't have any, okay, yeah, that compiled. Okay, so now let's see if we can go ahead and use it. So the new signature that we just created was to take the event loop first, and then the Apple token response as a string second. And that's going to be this right here. And then we can delete all that stuff, delete all this stuff, and then because there's only one line here, there's an implied return there. And oh, I guess we need a. So here we'll do a force unwrap on the try, because we know this works. And let's run the test suite and see how we're going. Hey, everybody passed. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other test. And run this as well. Cool. I think that would be a nice little commit here, and then we'll go to the. If we can make this a little bit nicer to be in tests. Helper init for fake. What was that? The fake signing with Apple verifier. And again, the purpose of this fake is we're able to reuse stubs that we got from Apple that are obviously no longer actually valid because they have dates and stuff in them. But for the purposes of a test, we want to assert that the code around it works. So we faked to say that this was a valid JWT from Apple. Okay, so if we pretend to get something from, I mean, this isn't too many lines. I guess we could merge it all into one line like we did here if we take an Apple token response as a oh yeah, we can just put it right here. So again, I don't want to overwrite the implied initializer, so I'm going to put it into an extension. So we need the event loop, and then I guess we can have both of these as optional, and we can default them to equal nil. Although this is basically the default initializer. Maybe I should move this into the type. But let's first hear what the compiler has to say. I'm kind of curious if it has anything to say at all about that. Sometimes it notices that, and sometimes it doesn't. Ambiguous use of init. Yes, the compiler is saying exactly what I just said. Let's see the full error message. Oh, that's it's not a lot to go on, but I mean, I guess I just said out loud what the problem was. Yeah, so this is exactly the same signature as the implied initializer that comes with the struct, because these are both optional. So if I declare one Oh, wait, so if it's already there, maybe I don't need to explicitly write this out. If it's actually the same, signature, then I don't need to don't need to do that. So let's try to use it. I'm not sure this is actually easier to read. This is quite a lot. Let's see, how are we gonna make this look pretty? Is that better? It's all one line, so there's no return at the beginning, which is nice. I guess what would make it nicer is if we had this as a fixture. Let's see, let's put this in a comment. We're able to say like what's a word for like discarded, don't care? Not exactly random, because it's just this one. I guess we call it the default fake. Oh, or maybe default stub, because a fake, I guess, is, that's more of a, like an object that you're faking out, I guess, is what a fake tends to mean. Trafolk suggests refresh or fallback. Yeah, it's not necessarily a fallback. It's this definitely throwaway token response that I'm not really using in the test at all. It's like null, or it's not exactly null because there's items here, but it's completely meaningless. Meaningless stub. How's that for semantic naming? And it's not exactly a fixture either. Like this is like a fixture has like some semblance of being real, and this has no semblance. I mean, I guess the expires in and the token type are real, but everything else is is not at all. So if I were to have this, Apple token response, and what I call it the meaningless stub. And I can comment it. Select all. So something like that. Also, we're not going to leave this here. But I think that does clean up creating this fake. Like we're creating the fake with the meaningless stub. Travolk says, "Oh, so it's sort of a pass-through value generic. It's a token. Yeah." yeah, this test isn't really using the values from that at all. It's just we need to return something. Because the actual stuff is coming through in through here. um, I believe. Oh no, I guess it's coming from the from what got passed in from the client, from the iPhone app in this example. Um, but we're still faking that we're hitting Apple, and we get back something meaningless. Um, okay, let's update this in the other test as well, which I believe we're doing the same thing with. Let's see if all the tests pass, and then let's find a better home for, expected var keyword. Oh, well. So this is fun. I'm not sure if this is too exciting or not exciting enough, but obviously self is a reference to the type of the current type, and then dot init is also, because it's on capital self, refers to this, and yeah, I guess that makes it harder to find every place where we create an Apple token response. I guess when you're searching for initializers, you're searching for something like that. If we made it completely explicit, I guess it would look something like this. Uh, that's just a little bit of fun. Yeah, I guess we can have maybe we'll have like a stubs folder in here next to the fakes, which are also next to the tests and fixtures. So maybe not the best spot. Do we need foundation? I don't think so. Do we need, we might need to import, yeah, import JWT kit. Oh no, is this one that we created? So I guess we import FQAuth server. It can't find oh my goodness. Okay, so you'll notice this is a public struct and there's no initializer. The initializer does not, default initializers do not get exported publicly by default. You have to make it explicit to do that. So it's internal. It's the initializer here is internal visibility. So it's not accessible here if we just import it as a module or in a test. So you can say that testably import, and then the initializer is there. Okay, and we are passing. Yay. We can clean up a few lines here. Oh, and here's a place where we can Oh, I guess those, yeah, we should be using those new macros I made. So this is assert nearly equal for the, or nearly now, I believe. Same thing here. This is assert nearly now. And this will be assert nearly equal for, yeah, the expires at. And instead of creating a date and adding a time interval, we will create a new date with a time interval since now of the refresh token lifetime. And we'll get all our parentheses in a row. Oh, and this test isn't asserting on the user ID. We should go ahead and do that. Command U to run the tests again. Cool. So I guess this is further test cleanup. And we talked about maybe writing a little bit of a helper for this of reset database, because that's the intention of doing this. You can see we're reverting all the migrations, then migrating all the migrations. And if we find a different way to reset the database in the future, yeah, I would like to extract a little bit of a helper here. And I'm not sure the best place to put it. Helpers, maybe? We can import Vapor, extension on application. Copy and paste. Because we're on application, this is self. Yeah, so let's try this out in a few spots. It doesn't touch the database. This one doesn't either. This is the, okay. Okay, so let's so we're doing this teardown at the end here. Wonder if I can remove this. It has succeeded, and if I take out this line, does everything still succeed? It does. Okay, so this is not necessary. Perfect. So extract a reset database helper. And I think that's it for the sign and request tests. Maybe we can move forward onto the notification job tests. Ooh. Yeah, so the background here was the other tabs. When your server is doing signing with Apple, Apple will send you server-to-server notifications about things that happen, like consent revoked. And there's a few others as well around like the status of the account. Like if they just delete their Apple ID, you get a server-to-server notification there. And I can show you that in the routes. Let's see, configure routes. And with Apple controller, yeah, I guess I can show this on the command line. Swift run sign in. No, what is it? FQAuth server, and then I believe routes. Yeah, so this is what do I want to say about this? A couple things. I guess you'll notice that it's completely building the project again. It's not using the cached build that Xcode is using. And B, I guess that's one benefit of a scripting language is that scripting language you don't need to build just to see the routes. You can just interpret the routes file. Here we are. I do love Swift over other languages. Oh, we got a new follow. Thank you so much, Ife Dali. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your new year. Yeah, so you log into App Store Connect and you put your URL, your server URL with the path into App Store Connect, and you'll get these notifications. So I haven't written these jobs yet. So this is going to be a full, what's it called? A full experience. Yeah, you can see I'm just starting to, like I load it, but I'm not doing anything with it at all. Email enabled, email disabled, and consent revoked, or their account deleted, and need to decide exactly what we want to do when these things happen. I guess there's maybe a few ways we could do this. There's certainly the request test of like we get stuff sent to that URL, and I guess we can show that a job is enqueued, I guess, because it's definitely going to be asynchronous. I don't think we're going to do it all in here, especially since yeah, it says events is plural, and I found a thread on Apple forums saying that it's only ever one, but that's and I think in my fixture it's only one as well. But still probably want to do it asynchronously. Which means we'll have to set up a local Redis, which I may or may not have set up already. Yeah, you can see it says events, but it's coming through as a just one item. So I think in my decoding, I think I allow for it to be either or. Or that's what I was doing at some point, and then perhaps I've committed to only one. Yeah, this is the decoding code, and of course this is all up on GitHub. Let's see, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're on our notification tests. Yeah, we can start with a request test for it. And I guess they'll probably look similar. This, of course, is an XC test case. I guess we can say test consent revoked. And then, like our other tests, copy paste a little bit. We know we want to set up and reset the database. Need to import XC test, I guess. And then tear down with error. Yeah, we need a variable to hold the application in. Oh, we need to import vapor. Oh, I already have that in there. Okay, so we can say app.test. I believe this is a post, and the path is going to be what I just showed on the screen there. API sign with Apple Notify. And we want to assert that the response code was 200, I suppose. Oh, response dot status. There we go. Walking through but not marked try. Oh, and we need to let's say body. So this is going to be a byte buffer with the JSON inside, and the compiler will tell me if I need a prefix here, and I do. Unsupported media type. Do I need headers to say application JSON? So it's a list of tuples. Oh, I'm missing a closing square bracket. And I removed the comma by accident. Bad request, okay. That's surprising. Yeah, it's a post. Oh, well, for starters, probably not verified, because this is just a fake. Um, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's the JSON for the yeah. It's JSON for the whole thing. Actually, what is wrong here? Let's see, if I change it to be unverified, do we pass now? It's gray, which makes me feel like it didn't update. Oh, build failed. Okay. Right. Okay. So I think we might need to make a fake in here to pretend that these are valid valid notifications from Apple. We have a fake sign in with Apple verifier. I guess we need a fake sign in with Apple server to server notification verifier, I guess. Because this does Apple identity tokens, which I guess means a whole new service just for the sake of being able to do this stub. Okay. Which means, oh man, a whole big song and dance. Yeah, dependency injection in Vapor is not exactly where I'd want it to be. Yeah, this might be something we want to save for tomorrow. Okay, I guess I'm just surprised that we're getting a bad request though. I mean, I guess it tries to decode and then it's not there. Oh, because it's inside of one of these. Right. Oh my god. Where was it? I mean, I guess this is where it is for now. We might want to move this type elsewhere now that I'm seeing that we need to use it in tests. And then we want to, can I pass this in like this? Will Vapor do that for me, or do I have to encode it or something? Encode to encoder. Let's see, so I guess this is the payload JSON notification body. Let notification body JSON equals JSON encoder dot encode so this is a data, so we can say a byte buffer from data, and now we should get at least a different error message, or it should fail in a different way. Oh, right, this is encoding can throw malform JWT. Cool, so we did get a different error. We got further along. We'll just say what we started here. We started the server to server notification tests. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for today. We got a good start on this. We remember that the the payload that comes from Apple is inside its own little JSON with just a payload with a string. So that's not sure why Apple did it that way, but that's what they did. We can make more progress with that another time. We also fixed the sign-in test, which was great. It really felt like I was, you know, when you're reading a book and you just keep starting the same page over and over and you keep getting interrupted, you feel like you're never going to finish that page. That's what was happening with me with the sign-in request test as I was working on it over the holidays. So I'm glad that this is finally, this test is finally passing and fleshed out. We made some helper methods for nearly now and nearly equal. We had, I think these are better names than what we had before. We had assert now-ish or date now-ish, I believe, and assert nearly now with a date just feels so much better. Along with assert nearly equal given two dates. And I used to have date in the name, and I do like that we took it out. I think it reads better to see the type right here. Because, you know, later we can make other versions of this method that take other things. We can't do assert equals with the accuracy parameter directly, like we're calling in here, because we need to convert the dates to time intervals first. Whew, what else do we do? Oh yeah, Twitch was down when we started. Thank you for everyone who followed today. Thank you to everyone who stopped by and said hi. I really appreciate it. I build software for fun, and I share that experience with you live. Watch real apps come to life. You can join my Discord to stay in touch. I do viewer questions. I was going to do one today, but he is not around. I guess we'll save that for tomorrow, probably due to the Twitch outage this morning. What else? Yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.